Good morning, Midnight's Edge fans. We're here to tell you that we have so much more to offer you now at our Mixed Tees store. Not just t-shirts and hoodies, but we do have plenty of those, and new designs for that matter. You can also get mugs, and of course our brand new limited Amber Turds stained blanket. That's right, just for your bed or wherever you need it. So head on over to Mixed Tees now and get all your apparel and goodies from Midnight's Edge.
Get up, wake up, this is your final warning. It's time for Midnight's Edge in the morning. The gang is ready to go and it's time for the show. It's time for Midnight's Edge in the morning.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Midnight's Edge in the morning. It is Monday. It is the final week of January. Time certainly flies. And joining me today is Paulie from the Latino plant at Midnight's Edge Español. ¿Qué tal?
Hey, ¿qué tal? If I'm gonna buy a $18 burrito, it better come with chips, salsa, and a bag of chicharrones. Good morning, everybody.
Indeed. Also joining, straight from a very snowy Canada, is Mr. Paul Chateau.
Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, nice.
Look at that.
Wow.
It's quite similar to the view I have outside of my window.
That's all AI, by the way.
Yeah.
No,
We're on YouTube. Of course it is. Everything is.
of course, more and more stuff is yes, and my son isn't going into work. Our streets have not been plowed. We can't really get out from where we are right now. So I'm stuck here with you guys.
Well, I have to say I'm sorry about you being stuck, but given that you're stuck, there's no one else I'd rather have you be stuck with.
I would say, Paulie, you're not stuck here with us. We're stuck here with you.
Speaking of, we're also stuck here with Marvin. How's it going?
Going well. M4 Empire has been going pretty incredibly. We've gained like about 1,000 subscribers in the last month. So yeah, things are going super, super well. And everything over at that Park Place and geeksandgamers.com also going really well. So yeah, and I don't have any snow outside. I'm looking at palm trees and my pool.
Yeah, fantastic. Some people have it.
Are you in California, Marv?
No, I'm in Florida.
Florida, okay.
Yeah. And also joining is Mr. Chris Brawley of Bleeding Fool fame.
Gentlemen, nice to be here. No snow at all. We got some wet puddles. It is a little chilly today. It's like 12 degrees outside. So if you see a puddle, don't hit your brakes. Just keep going.
12 is cool.
Well, there you go. And finally, we are joined by Mr. Tom Connors.
I was doing okay until I had to listen to Marv make me feel miserable.
Why? Because you're not in Florida?
Right?
Hey, just because someplace is sunny doesn't mean it's good. I read an entire article this morning on how Kroger is in California is pulling all its warehouses out. So
Is it because of the minimum wage?
No, it's the 2-3 years ago, California instituted regulations that all warehouses have to be fully environmentally friendly and happy, and people need to, have special overalls made for them. Whatever California rules were, and Kroger said we can't afford to have our warehouses anymore, so they've built 3 high-tech warehousing facilities in like Arizona and New Mexico or whatever, and they said it was cheaper for them to truck all the food into all their stores in California than to. So California's just lost 2,000 jobs. So
in other words, gaslighting will continue until morale increases.
I mean, yeah.
He was telling me that to make me feel better. I don't feel better.
Polly, yes, you were saying.
Sorry, Paulie.
No,
much
no,
snow
it's
you got,
okay,
Colin?
man. It's okay. I'm not going to talk about the nice weather that we have right here. It's absolutely lovely. I just did like a 6 a.m. Walk with our two dogs, and the
Nice.
sun was coming out. It's glorious. However, that has nothing to do with how miserable and disastrous our government is here in the state and how they treat businesses. Because what Cheta was talking about in having to update all the facilities, they're not even giving these facilities, these businesses, any leeway time, even though they ask for it, which is why you're seeing
Yes.
so many of them cut out. And and it's not just one industry. In 2000 is just the direct jobs. Then you're going to think of all the small businesses, all the indirect, like the human lives, the people, even if they get relocated, which never works, maybe for a smidgen of those 2000, they got to drive more, they're more expenses, or they have to get a cheaper job close by. I mean, it's disastrous what some of these businesses are going through. And we need a leadership change. I mean, it's been terrible. So good morning.
Yeah. Well, on the bright side, I do believe the politician most responsible is having his eyes set on taking those policies nationwide after the next presidential election. Then he won't have time to mess up California anymore. So there's that.
Well, there's nothing else happening in the country, right?
The depressing thing is that you want to. I mean, I'm a Pollyanna. I would like to believe what people say, even a politician that normally I wouldn't like. If they something that's truthful, then what they've said is truthful. But our PM is getting sucked into a hole of lies, that a giant ditch of lies that are being uncovered bit by bit, probably by right-wing researchers and people who want to make them look bad. But these things do make people look bad. So when people are in power, you're able to lift the veil of their secrecy eventually. Their bullshit does surface, and to me it's depressing. I don't care who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. So yeah, well, let's get into some topics here. Today is box office day, so let us get started with that, because I know at least one of us has seen Silent Hill, which we'll be talking a little bit about today. Because the box office happened. Mr. Chato has the numbers here, and
Yes, I do.
Mercy is in the number one spot with 11.2 million, bumping down Avatar: Fire and Ash for the first time since its release. Yeah, that's the Chris Pratt movie. This is why he was speaking of AI and Tilly Norwood last week, because he was asked about it, and he was asked because he was promoting a new movie, and that new movie would be Amazon's Mercy in a comparatively limited theatrical release. Now, so these numbers, they're by any objective measure nothing to jump home about.
No,
but it's Amazon.
Terrible weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's storm related, don't you?
It's possible. It's very possible. I see the Bone Temple is hanging on in the top 5. I actually saw the Bone Temple.
I hear it's great, but that's a huge drop, isn't it? 71%. My gosh.
Yeah, 71% is massive drop. I saw it. It's actually like excellent.
What'd you think?
Like, I thought it was fantastic.
I think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, it made me like 28 Years Later better.
Yeah.
I didn't like 28 Years Later when I saw it. When I saw Bone Temple, I'm like, oh, you know what? Together, these movies are actually really good.
Yeah.
I think, but you know what? Like, I feel like this movie made its money for Sony because of the Netflix deal. Netflix is paying through the nose to get it on their streaming service.
Right.
It's all done. So,
well, the third one has already been greenlit.
Well, I'm excited for where the third one's going.
How is Voldemort in it?
Well, this is one of the greatest. This is one of his greatest performances ever.
Wow.
Who?
Ray Fiennes.
Oh, Ray Fiennes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Without spoilers, and I mean, you have an incredible villain in the Jimmies. That's Jimmy Int.
I liked the Jimmies. The Jimmies were really interesting. Like I thought it was very, very, and I like how Ray Fiennes' character in this is just it's so. I'm actually like depressed that he's not going to be in the third one. It's
You just spoiled it, boy.
I didn't say why.
I know. Yeah, I can't, and this is really weird, going back to the box office, is that like this is like high praise, great word of mouth from people that have seen it. Maybe it'll squeak out a couple more dollars because I'm curious as to what Tom thinks because this is a legit, really great film, entertaining, and it's a box office bomb.
Mm-hmm. I think the last movie did that to it, though, don't you? A little bit.
Totally.
I don't know, Matt. I guess I was a big fan of the first one, last year's one, but I guess I know I was in the minority here. Here's I know I'm still. Here's a commemorative ticket I got from the
Nice.
Bone Temple. It's what's his name? Jack O'Connell, the actor. And he plays the main villain. So I'm gonna give this out to one of our.
So I don't understand. Was
28
was the original movie popular enough to make a sequel?
Well, they did one a while back.
Yeah, well, the original movie, when it came out, it was kind of like this cult thing, and it was incredibly successful at the
Because
time.
it cost $1.05 to make. That's why.
Exactly. It was made for nothing, so it was ridiculously successful.
And that was sort of the fast zombie. Wasn't that the beginning of the fast zombies?
Yeah, it was basically Clerks with zombies.
There you go.
Yeah, kind of. That's what it was, yes. And it was like practically found footage. I mean, it wasn't literally found footage, but it may as well have been with the expenses and everything like that involved. And it was tremendously well made, but it was well made on an extreme budget, so it was insanely profitable. And of course, you had done 28 days later, and you had 28 months later. So, of course, now we are getting around to 28 years later, kind of like self to self. Unfortunately, the first movie out, and Polly, you liked it, and I know many others that liked it as well, but unfortunately, not enough people liked it, and it was substantially much more expensive than the original one had been. Of course, by that time, the Bone Temple was already in the can, and that, by all accounts, is the far superior movie. However, it would appear that much of the hype was spent on 28 years later, version 1.0. And I know that part 3 has been greenlit. I don't know that they're going to go through with it. I mean, unless it's already filming, that I don't know. But unless cameras are already rolling, I mean, this movie right here, it really has to pull out all the stops and show some legs from here on out, because it's really unfair to director Nia da Costa, because all of the movies that she has done recently, there has been something without her necessarily doing something wrong, but something has happened in all of those movies that meant that they didn't work out for one way or the other. This one, everything by all accounts clicked, apart from the previous movie sharing the same title, which is unfair and unfortunate.
I'm still waiting for my Tom answer that I asked.
Yeah, I don't know if Tom has seen
the question?
Oh, why is this flopping? Because it's great word of mouth. The critics love it also.
The last one.
Okay.
Probably.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I also think zombie stuff is kind of played out at the moment. Like I think people have just kind of moved on from, because we had that period of a couple of years where it was just non-stop zombie projects coming out. I also think people know it's coming to Netflix too, so they might just be waiting for streaming.
It's really a shame, man. I mean, this one should be seen on the big screen. It's beautifully shot.
You know, Paul, I was the only person in my theater when I saw it, and I thought,
yes,
really, like I was so upset by that. I was like, more people need to watch this movie.
And I mentioned that I think it was like maybe a half a dozen of us in a big ass theater.
No, I'm not exaggerating when I say I was the only person in the theater.
Yeah.
My popcorn had its own seat.
Well, I think it's made international 43, 44 million, and it cost 63 from what they're saying. So that's a lot of money that it costs to make, yeah, there you go, 46.
Wow. Yeah. They did not want to see that 71% drop.
What was the do we know what the budget on this one was, or did they film? They must have filmed the two movies
63.
together.
Yeah.
60.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Here on this one,
Double check.
there's a significant level of amortization going on here. So here, in this one, I assure you that the budget for both two movies is not as big as it would appear. This one is going to be significantly less in reality. Here we're seeing some Hollywood accounting. That they made both of them for like 63, 70 million. I believe that they spent 60 million on both of them independently of each other, 120 million total. No way, that didn't happen.
And the problem is that Ray Fiennes is not going to open a movie.
No, the zombie aspect, right?
Yeah, no,
but if Lee
you need
Marvin,
Timothée Chalamet to open a movie.
well, you know what? Again, I go back to the fact that Hollywood had this second-tier group of people that you would still go to see in a movie. So, for instance, if Lee Marvin was in this, I'd go see it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But then we don't like Ray Fiennes isn't even a Lee Marvin. He's a fine actor.
Fines.
Fine.
Yeah, it's not the right role for Lee Marvin, though.
But I think it'd be great. Paint your
maybe,
wagon?
Maybe a Tom Cruise.
No. It's got to be taller.
I'm thinking Leslie Nielsen.
He does.
Lee Marvin hates vampires.
Yeah.
Hates everything, especially zombies.
Clint Walker.
No, I get what Paul's saying. Like,
Yeah.
again, I don't think that has anything to do with this. I think it has everything to do with the last movie was a disappointment after the hype that built it up. And B, people have gotten used to, just waiting a month and it'll be on streaming.
Yeah.
And I don't think Sony is probably pumping too much into the advertising on this one like they did the last one, because it's already prepaid for, and they probably didn't want to, they probably knew this one wasn't going to do as well. So I think those factors all going into it, that this is a win for them, at least in a sense of it's going to make its money back because it's already been paid for.
Gotcha.
I think is the big, and I think you pointed that out, Paulie, earlier before. Like, Sony has a deal with Netflix, and basically it's pretty much prepaid for, I bet.
Gotcha.
We had Silent Hill as well. So what's that all about? I've never played a game from Silent Hill. I've never seen any of the movies.
Oof, what a terrible first weekend.
Yeah, like talk
just
about a flop.
Just to jump down to that. Yeah, the Return to Silent Hill. This is the movie that brought back Xavier Gans, the original of the director of the original Silent Hill, for the sequel that it ignores the 2009 movie that was made in between there, and that very few people like. This was touted as a very, very true adaptation of the game Silent Hill 2. Everyone went on and on about how much they loved that game and how much attention they paid to getting the adaptation just right. And the end result of that was that it opened in 7th place to a mere 3.2 million, which means you can just stick a fork in it right away because this thing is dead. As long-time watchers will recall, the original Silent Hill, ignore the games because I have never played the games, but purely as a horror movie, the original Silent Hill is one of my personal all-time favorite horror films. Absolutely all-time favorite. I mean, I place it up there with Hellraiser. It is that good.
Wow.
Yeah, totally. It's so underrated. Like very few people, most people just dismissed it as a video game adaptation. That is not a mere video game adaptation. That's a horror masterpiece in and of itself, regardless of what it is based upon. So I was excited for Return to Silent Hill, and I actually did see that movie. I saw it on Friday. Very glad I did, because this thing is not going to last long in theaters. And having seen the movie, I am not surprised that it bombed the way that it did. For one thing, and I think the studio, they knew that this thing is going to flop. That's why there was absolutely no promotion here. A promotion for this thing has been very lackluster, like you guys. I mean, we're all based in different locations. How many of you have seen any kind of promotion for this movie, period, let alone anything that makes you want to see it? I'll say the only reason I went to see is because I've been looking forward to this movie for years, so I knew it was coming. That's the reason why I went. How about the rest of you? Had seen any promotion, anything like that?
The only reason I knew that this movie was even a thing was because I saw YouTube videos on how bad the reviews were. I have not seen any promotion for this whatsoever.
Yeah. As for the movie itself, I mean, if you think that 28 years later, The Bone Temple lacks stars, Return to Silent Hill, that lacks stars. I mean, on the bright side, there's like 3 actors in the whole movie. So it's going to be a very, very cheap movie to film, not a lot of cast or anything that goes into it. And not a single one of those 3 or 4 people in the movie are going to draw a crowd because there's no stars in it, none whatsoever. Complete unknowns. That's like working actors, but no one is going to draw a crowd who's in that movie. There's no face they could put on a poster or anything like that. And also, the movie is based on Silent Hill 2. And I went in completely blank. I have never played Silent Hill 1, let alone Silent Hill 2. But from what I understand, which I've learned after seeing the movie, and that makes sense with the movie, is that Silent Hill 2 is its completely own beast that does not share continuity with the first Silent Hill game, other than you have a city called Silent Hill and you have this cult with similar religious iconography in it. That's the same thing with this movie. There is absolutely no connection to Return to Silent Hill and the original Silent Hill movie. If your frame of reference is the original movie, as it was with me, you may as well not have seen it. In fact, you're better off if you haven't seen it, because you'll just be confused. Because even the backstory is completely different. Like, for instance, in the original Silent Hill is the city that had to be abandoned because you had like these coal fire that happens underneath the city, based on a true story. And that happened years in the past. Whereas in this movie, that never happened. Silent Hill looks to be a very good, happy, decent city that was subject to a forest fire that left it all kinds of messed up just a few months past. And then, so what is the story really about? Well, it's a mindfuck movie. That's what it is. It's a mindfuck movie like Session 9. It's a mindfuck movie like Jacob's Ladder. Think Jacob's Ladder meets Session 9. That's what this kind of is, where you follow a guy who is in a mental institution, you find out, and he has a very tenacious grip on reality. So you see things through his eyes, and you don't really know what is real, what is figments of his imagination, and towards the end, what is life and what is death? What's real life and what's the afterlife? Or is it all figments of the imagination of a madman? So it's a mindfuck movie that shares no continuity from the original movie, that has no stars in it, and that is very, very true to a game that was very popular, but that still has no connection to the larger franchise. And when you adapt that literally, well, this is what you get. So I liked the movie. Like with me, like whenever I see a movie and I'm not sure what I think, then it depends. What do I feel about it? The more I think about it, do I like it less or do I like it more? This is a movie that after seeing it, I personally like it more. And I want to see it again, just to explore it again and see new angles to it. See what they're really trying to tell here. Kind of like Donnie Darko, for those that remember seeing that for the first time. I kind of like had that experience a little bit. But again, this movie is a movie for the niche. It is not a movie for a mainstream audience at all in any way, shape, or form. And I don't think it was a good idea to make this part of the Silent Hill movie franchise, because again, it just contradicts what was before. Of course, horror fans are used to that. I mean, just look at the Halloween franchise and the different continuities right here. But this Return to Silent Hill, it's not even like an alternate sequel, because it ignores the original. I mean, this is practically a remake, continuity-wise. So I'm not surprised that it flopped, but I think more people should give it a chance. But again, it's a movie for the very specially inclined, because it's a mindfuck movie. They're not for everyone. So yeah, any other questions or comments? I just want to bring up this super chat here right away since it's relevant. Drew Tipton says, right on, Andre. The first Silent Hill movie got me into horror. I agree, it's a very underrated as horror and a video game movie. Yeah, absolutely. First Silent Hill is a freaking masterpiece, and it belongs up there with Hellraiser, with Friday the 13th. It's up there in that canon. It's that good. This one belongs in the same sentence as Jacob's Ladder in Session 9.
Well, I mean, the main thing is the thing that we complain about most is when you set up the rules and then someone changes it, that's just not fair. I mean, the original game and movie was cult religious horror, and then now the second game became psychological internal horror.
Yeah,
you
true.
Can't do that. I mean,
the problem is the people who did that. I mean, the person who did that, maybe I'm wrong, so you will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the creator of the original game that did that in the second.
Yeah,
and
I
in
don't
this
care
case, it
right.
was the director of the original movie who came back and overwrote his own work with this one.
Well, look what happened to Megan. The person who created Megan forgot the rules that they themselves created.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, this is Megan all over again.
Yeah, and I think creative people, sometimes one of our problems is that we get bored with the stuff that we've done without realizing that there's possibly or probably more to explore. I just had this discussion with, a very good friend of mine who was in a creative dump, and I just picked through what he's been working on all these years that he's now bored with, and came up with 10 new things that he could be exploring that he never thought of. So yeah, I mean, it's when you're in the middle of it, sometimes being a very creative person can be your own worst enemy.
Yeah, totally.
I did notice that the Lord of the Rings re-release is actually doing quite well. So I got added to, I think the Fellowship of the Ring got added to another 1,300 theaters this weekend.
Yeah, I predict big things for Lord of the Rings.
I think it'll do well. Yeah,
I think so too.
That Peter Jackson kid's going somewhere.
I think so.
All three are in the top 12.
It's interesting to me that it's like outdrawing a lot, like it's outdrawing a whole bunch of like modern films, just a re-release. I mean, it's the greatest film trilogy of all time, I think.
Yeah.
I think re-releasing.
I'll be that guy. I think it's overrated.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's going to do well at all.
The Hobbit was
you know
better.
What? It really, like, Jackson went so far away from the Tolkien, books.
Rings of Power is far superior.
No, get it right. What you want to complain about here is the lack of diversity.
That's it.
That's the acceptable criticism.
No, but that was the criticism. I'm doing the criticism from 2000.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But Paul, they're right. Like, you should go after the fact that there's not enough dark people in the movie.
Hell,
maybe that's the issue.
Brown.
Just kidding.
I resemble that statement.
Brown.
I know, right? No, I'm just kidding. The other big news of the week was The Housemaid kicking ass.
Yeah.
Paul Feig on a return, and as I pointed out initially, he wouldn't even be having to worry about a comeback had he not done Ghostbusters to begin with.
Here we go.
Yeah. I actually can't wait to see that movie. I look forward to going on a date seeing it.
Did we mention Chris Pratt being #1 with Mercy?
Yeah. We did.
Same kind of ratio. The critics hate it. The viewers love it. That's
what did
that's
we?
his. I guess that's his formula.
Well, critics love to hate Chris Pratt now.
Well, that's true.
I'm trying to see what we gave it. Gosh, like, that he didn't do a written review. He did a.
Did you guys see that the Avatar?
He liked it. Our reviewer. I'm sorry, really fast, Marvin. Our reviewer really liked it. Like, it was very serviceable. Did its job. It's not changing the world, but it's definitely not deserving of all the hate. He said. He's like, I went into this watching this, already knew about the hate, and he's like, no, this movie's fine.
So I saw this morning, the Avatar super fans are freaking out because this movie is not making as much money as the first two, and they're calling on everyone to go back and see it again. Not because they want to, but because it has to make more money.
That means I'd have to see it the first time, Marvin, and I'm not doing that.
This is the first one I didn't see in the theater. I'm
so what did they say? That I have to go back and see it again now?
Yeah, you got to go see it again.
Okay.
It's running out of
the blue people.
We all owe it to James Cameron.
Sorry.
I'm going to go see it again.
James Cameron, who went on a wild anti-America rant. Nobody in this country should go see this movie. Like,
my daughter
like that right now.
Yeah. My daughter wanted to go see that movie, so she wanted me to go see it. It's the first time I told her no. Well, not for anything, but for going to a movie. And I set her off with my mother because I just couldn't watch it again. It was such an intense, dreary experience because it just, as Paulie said in his review, just went on and on and on and on and on and on and never stopped in 3D. And I enjoyed it while I was watching it, but I noticed that I had my fill after about 90 minutes of it, and it just got more and more agonizing the longer it went on. And my mother hated it too, by the way.
I will say, Andre, I saw it again.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, you're part of the problem, Paul.
I am.
I will say this about this movie, and this is what I don't understand. It's like, back in the day, they would have done, like, the first movie would have been 3 hours, but just to maximize the amount of money they could make out of any of these sequels, they would have made sure that those sequels were no more than 90 minutes to an hour and 45. You know what I mean? Like, we're not wasting any more big, like, if we're going to have any movie that's over two and a half hours, that's going to get split into two movies at this point. They would have maximized everything and got people in and out of the theater. This 2 or 3, every sequel being 3 hours long bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to stop. Like, this is just a problem in general. I know we've talked about this with Script Doctor, but look, not every fucking movie is The Godfather. There's a reason why The Godfather was allowed to be 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And now here we are in a world where that was such a big deal back in the day, but now it's nothing to throw, out a movie that's 2.5, 3 hours long. It's like, no. In what world does it constitute all these movies constantly being this goddamned long? It is ridiculous. Not every Marvel movie should be over 2 hours long either. Like, that's gotten to the point where it's ridiculous. Kids movies have gotten tedious.
Yeah, the Terminator, 1 hour 45 minutes. Come on,
that's what I mean.
I remember it was such a big deal when the Lord of the Rings movies were as long as they were, and now, anytime anyone feels like they're making art, they feel like they have to make it over 3 hours long.
Well, how is it art when every goddamn movie is 3 hours long? It's like nothing is special anymore.
In Cameron's defense, he's been doing 3 hour movies since 1993.
True, but I was raising a bigger point.
No, wait
here.
a minute. The first Avatar was under 3. It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
It was a joke.
Titanic was 3 hours, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was like his first big long one was Titanic. Terminator pushed it. Because I think the first Terminator 2 was like 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think it was.
What was True Lies?
220.
True Lies was under 2 hours, I think.
No,
or just over 2 hours.
It was 220.
Yeah, he was in that 220 range. But again, those were exceptions.
Aliens.
That was considered long back then.
Well, the original Aliens, when it came out in theaters, was only an hour and 45.
Yeah.
But anyways, that being said, I just wanted to, I'm getting sick of that. That's part of the reason that deters me from going to the theater. Is I don't want to sit in the theater for that long. And one of the only reasons I was happy to go see Kill Bill 2, besides the fact that it was Kill Bill 1 and 2, is because I knew there was going to be an intermission.
Mm.
It's like, at least I know I'm going to be able to go take a piss. I know it's sad, but you get to that point as an adult, you're just like, I can't do this. That was half my problem with Batman. It's like, there's no reason, rhyme, or any of that for a Batman movie to be 3 hours fucking long. Unless it's the most epic Batman movie you have ever seen in your life. And even then, I can't think of a story that justifies a 3 hour long film. Like, just to me, it's ridiculous. Anyway, moving on.
Well, I mean, it was a 3-hour tour.
Boy.
Love the Gilligan reference, sir.
I'd rather watch Gilligan for 3 hours.
To me, as a writer, I'm always fascinated by how a movie that is constant bombast gets boring within minutes. And then you have a movie like Sideways, or even the TV shows, the Knights of the Seven Realm. And just how wonderful it plays out, and how gripping isn't the right word, but how it keeps your attention.
Entertainment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Entertaining.
Yep. Entertaining. Yeah. And the constant bombast, I think, really wears people out.
Yeah.
That being said, it can be done, right? Especially with an intermission, to where you know how to set up. Just like I just saw a play the other day, right? Perfect, intermission, cliffhanger ending. You do your intermission, you come back, and the second act always has to be shorter. The second half, and it's like, wow, that was great, cool.
Yeah, and I mean, what about a movie like Commando, where it paced its set pieces, right? And kept your interest. You just can't keep this visual cacophony and not give yourself a headache, unfortunately.
Well, and Avatar's a great example of that. It's like, how long can you keep that up for, right?
Oh, that's my point.
I know. I get us back to the initial point.
Intermission for sure.
Yeah, well, it's not going to get one anymore. That's unlikely. And at this point, like with Avatar, is that same kind of thing? Is how much more can you bombard the audience with this stuff and expect them to keep showing up for 3 hours at a time? I just don't see that.
Yeah, the extreme ping pong violence in Marty Supreme was just, just too much to handle.
Well, hey, Marty Supreme, doing very well, and I think it's gotten some nominations, so that'll also help its box office boost here in the next couple months. And
I don't know
we
if you
didn't even talk about any of the
Sinners has 16 historic.
Fuck that movie.
I knew that was going to get you.
Every year they pick the most asinine films. I'm so tired of it.
They have to have. They're all checked. They have to follow this strict checkbox set of checkboxes, right?
Well, what's funny is you've got the industry checkbox with the Oscars, and then you got the other side of it with people like what's her face from Twilight, who's going to leave the country dramatically because of Trump's America First policies in the industry. Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
Right.
The Twilight girl? She's leaving America?
Yeah.
I thought she was the Charlie's
Angels. What are we
girl.
gonna do? Guys, this is terrible.
Isn't she the Charlie's Angels girl?
Yes.
Yeah, that too. Okay. I guess she's going to go to some country where it's legal to be a lesbian, I guess, because I guess it's totally illegal to be a lesbian here now, I suppose.
Well, Cameron moved to...
She goes somewhere where they're more
New
accepting,
Zealand.
like Iran or, Gaza, like, go one of those places.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So is there anything, what's the last bottom few films here, Paul, for the top 10? We got The Lord of the Rings and The Lord of the Rings and The Lord of the Rings and Anaconda and SpongeBob, which I think I saw SpongeBob is already on streaming, I think.
Is it really?
Whoa, look at this number at the bottom.
It's up for pre-order.
Awful. I think the weather.
Yeah, the weather.
Yeah. People just didn't get out.
I'm sorry, is that thing $100?
Yeah, it did.
Wait, which one?
What the fuck is that? Mistress Dispeller. It looks like a
movie in the whole country.
It's like this is so bad. The box office is so bad. A porno made its way onto the list or something. It looks like.
So, there was a new urban release called Clica. If you scroll up a little bit more, we reviewed it. I think they gave it like a 7.5 out of 10.
Where is it?
500 theaters. and it made like 1.2 million. It's below the top. It made the top 20. I was surprised our writer liked it that much. Oh, did you? There it is. Yeah, right underneath Anaconda. So if anyone's interested in seeing, rapper gang, drug, it's one of those drug urban shoot 'em ups. Klika's for you, everybody.
Is that Carl Urban's brother, Drug Urban?
But you know what? I think there's a comedy movie to be made where a whole bunch of people get together, big stars, everybody, a huge effort, and it gets $100.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you make a movie for after the.
Honestly, I think it'd be
after the fact.
I think it'd be funnier if I'm right, if that's actually a porno, considering there's shit for porno theaters anymore, and every movie did so bad that a porn movie made it into the top.
Well, you can go back to a Housemaid, or even there's a couple other indie films that came out that I know were made, including Klika, for like under $1 million. That's how you do it. And look, Klika's already making, and then it's Sony Pictures, and it's going to streaming.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. And then you're probably guaranteed another on that same kind of contract. We'll put your movie out in theaters, 500 theaters for 2 weeks plus streaming. Making money, cool. All right, we'll fund you for 2 more of these. That's how you do it.
Yep. And the advertisement is as seen in theaters.
Yeah, there you go. That bottom movie, Mistress Dispeller, is a documentary about Chinese women.
It's a documentary. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Chinese movie. That's what it is. So it's. I mean, if it had been porn, it probably would have ranked higher.
Maybe. Kino
Then we're gonna
Lorber
make $300.
is cleaning up at the bottom, though, aren't they? The distributor Kino Lorber is everywhere on the bottom.
Kino Lorber.
Mr. Nobody Against Putin. That sounds like an AI movie if there ever was one.
Night of the. Well, you know what they say. If you get attacked by a bunch of clowns, you always go for the juggler.
Juggler, that's right.
Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Is that like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein?
Probably, yes.
See, they're making Keenan and Kel meet Frankenstein now.
Oh no!
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm a '90s kid. I'm there for this.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out the whole Kino Lorber thing because they don't make movies.
Right.
Kino Lorber is a boutique Blu-ray DVD company. Like they put out old ass shit.
Movies are only in one theater.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What the hell they're doing here? Like, is this some? It must be some. What is the key? Because Night of the Juggler isn't that an older film?
You did what to her?
Guys, if we want to keep the audience we have, I don't think we should be mining the bottom of this list for much longer.
No, well, I'm trying to figure it out.
More people here right now than there's ever been. So, Chato.
Really?
Night of the Juggler is a 1980 movie.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like this is some. See,
Starring,
they do
obviously.
James Brolin, I think, is the star of that.
It's probably some noir festival or something like that.
Yeah,
That's what Kino does.
But the fact that it showed up on the charts just tells
that's
you.
how bad the box office was this
box
weekend.
office week was terrible.
Bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Wow. Thank you, Paul.
I'm cutting out of here. That's it.
Here.
I'm telling you, we're done.
Yeah, we're done with that.
We're done.
Let's get into some super chats and then we'll talk about Motu again. Drew
got a
Tipton
lot of
says, "Tom,
shut-ins.
I agree with." What was that, Paul?
We have a lot of shut-ins watching us.
Are you wearing like a robe?
Yes, he needs an ascot.
That's an expensive ass robe too.
That's all he's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your pipe?
Yep.
You need a pipe.
I tried to tell him.
You do need a pipe.
Yeah,
Meerschaum.
Yeah.
not
Drew Tipton
Irish.
says, "You look a little Irish."
I'm not that. I'm not an Irish. I don't need a Meerschaum pipe.
Good morning to you, sir.
That's right. I get out my old hash pipe.
Yes. Drew Tipton says, "Tom, I agree with you on the Motu movie, and they should have adapted the 2000 series story. At least the director has some creative integrity." Yeah, and I mean the movie still might be fun, and most people might like it, but I have a feeling those who are going to have the biggest gripes are going to be those in my age group who were actually a specific age when the actual show the show came out. We'll have to see. We'll see what the full trailer brings too. But yeah. Are you gonna say something, Marv?
I actually liked that trailer. I disagreed. I thought it was
All right. Anyway, Marv had to leave. No, just kidding.
Wait, what trailer?
the Master
Mojo
Chief
trailer.
The
Oh,
He-Man trailer.
I loved it. It's fantastic.
A lot of people are going to love it. That's how it is.
Yeah, it's I just like everyone got bent out of shape about the pronouns thing. I understand why everyone's bent out of shape because we are all so like, hammered by it that
Yeah, we're
like,
worn out.
inkling of it, we're all just worn out. But it is 100% a joke.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
clearly.
Totally.
That's not the
Totally.
problem. That's not the issue I have with it, and some of people in my age group have with it. That's the thing. That's the misinterpretation of what we're upset about.
I liked the trailer enough where I'm like, I'm gonna give this movie a chance. I actually am looking forward to seeing it. So it's still
And that's
good fun
fine
from
and
shooting off
well.
the rails.
But I'm upset that people are misinterpreting our ire with the trailer. That's my issue.
Well,
What's your ire, really quickly?
I don't want it to be a fucking joke. It doesn't matter about the pronouns. It's the fact that there's a joke there. It's not Guardians of the fucking Galaxy.
Okay. So from what
That's
I've heard
my issue.
From what I have heard from someone who saw a test screener of this, you are going to hate.
Yeah,
this
it's
movie
very
because it is
I've heard
aggressive.
things. Yes, I'm gonna fucking hate it, and there's gonna be a certain group of people who are gonna hate this movie because, and a lot of people are gonna go. And this is my issue been so far with the trailer and the reaction to the trailer is that the people are like, "Oh, you all just need to chill out. It's just a fucking show based on a TV show." Or a
Toys.
movie based on a TV show that's made for toys. And then right there, that shuts the whole thing down, in my opinion, because I'm like, no, that's part of the problem. And that's why this movie's going to fucking suck. Because nobody making this movie and all the people in the industry don't understand. They think something about this franchise it isn't. Nobody actually sat down and watched these shows, I bet.
Yeah,
They went through all the art deals and they saw the crap and they slammed it in there just like Kevin Smith did. And they didn't actually go back and fucking watch it.
yeah,
Because that's the thing is everybody thinks it's a campy, gay show when no, it wasn't. It took itself very fucking seriously. Yes, there were funny moments, but almost all the humor was 9 times out of 10 Orko doing something and it happening to Man-at-Arms. That's the humor in the show. It's meant to be funny. Now, the stuff that's been thrusted upon it and projected upon it, that's the issue. Right, all the memes and the fucking, Kroger ad or whatever it was where they had him dirty dancing and shit, Skeletor and He-Man. All that shit has been thrusted and projected onto the fucking show. Then what doesn't help is you had Lou Scheimer's daughter, who's a lesbian, coming out and saying, "Oh, the show is completely gay coded." I'm like, I bet your dad would have a different thing to say about that. Because that's the last thing they would want. Because I'll remind everybody that show was under so much scrutiny, under such a huge fucking microscope that I guarantee you they weren't hiding any gay undertones in that show on purpose because they were trying to make sure that they weren't getting in trouble for any of the violence or anything else. The last thing they fucking needed was to get accused of that because this was the first show to ever come out that was based on a toy. So they were being watched and people thought that it was so violent and all this other crap. It's like, no, He-Man never even punched anybody. He punched a lot of rocks, but that's about it. So anyway, my point is that people never actually watch the show or they misremember the show. They think it was this corny, campy, goofy show when it really wasn't. It took itself very sincerely.
I think what partially is to blame for that also is that Skeletor has become a meme over the last 5 or 6.
Well, that's what I'm talking about is all the memes that have been.
It's all of those things, yeah. No, basically, just to say it much, much shorter. Imagine if you have the book, The Lord of the Rings, and someone were to read that or adapt them for the first time now, and then they don't look at the source material, they look at all of the memes they generated. And so instead of giving us Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, they gave us something akin to the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which is very jokey, haha, fun kind of stuff.
Right.
Which
I have heard that this movie is what I heard was that this movie is a straight up comedy.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. That's what I've heard too, and I'm sure it's going to be popular, and I think that's going to work for most audiences. Most audiences, I think this is going to work for. But then it's going to be those that grew up with it, and not everyone that grew up with it will also remember it correctly in a sense, because one thing is what it was, another thing is what you remember it by, and if you revisit it later. Tom revisited later and got a whole new appreciation for it, as did I. That's when you realize, wow, there's really something to this, and that's not going to be carried over into this film. That's how it is. And
Well, and
for
on that
most
note-
people, they'll never know. I'll give another example, which just occurred to me. Tarzan. The original literary Tarzan is extremely intelligent, erudite person, and then came the Johnny Weissmuller movies, right? Me Tarzan, you Jane, portrayed him as an absolute bumbling lunatic, and that was the public perception of Tarzan. Well, forever or more, basically.
So yeah, I'm trying to, on this note, I'm trying to find a story on it, but I can't find it here. But the trailer, I guess, broke a bunch of records, or it's gotten more views so far than the
Yeah,
Avengers
that was the
trailers
story in that
combined,
park
and-
place. I'll put the link in the private
Yeah,
chat.
I'm trying to find it
because,
here. I'm just looking for it on your website. I couldn't.
It
that
should
or
be
I'm just
one of the
being
top
blind.
stories today.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's in the bar on the right.
I don't see it on. Oh, there it is.
The
Okay.
Universe trailer beats Star Wars.
Because you
Mandalorian,
used the
and Grogu.
fucking Star Wars image. That's why.
I have both of them in there.
And I couldn't read it through the Star Wars thing. I know, like it's poorly. Anyway, yeah, I put a different image underneath that. That's just me. But anyhow,
Noted.
yeah.
Come on, Marvin.
I looked and I didn't see it. It like completely missed my view.
Yeah.
So
Full
yeah,
disclosure, I totally ripped off that picture in today's thumbnail. But yeah.
yeah. Anyhow, so Masters of the Universe beat the Mandalorian on top of it all, as well. So as Andre and I have pointed out, there is a fan base for this, and there was a lot of buzz for that Kevin Smith show. So I'm not Kevin Smith show. So I'm not completely surprised by this. Go ahead, Marv.
Not only did it beat this trip, so in 4 months, Mandalorian and Grogu has 10 million views. In 2 days, Masters of the Universe had 16 million, and now it's up to 24 million. And so in like 4 days, it has doubled the amount of views for the Mandalorian and Grogu, which I don't know if that's like a big feather in the cap of Masters of the Universe as much as it is just a indictment on the current state of Star Wars and how interested people are in it.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of the new kid in town, right? I think everybody's just sort of tired of what Disney's done with Star Wars.
They're tired of Star Wars. They're tired of Marvel, these Disney IPs. It goes back to what Chris Gore said.
Yeah.
You know, making Star Wars and Marvel girl brands will be the costliest decision in the history of cinema. And it's true.
It is. I think, too, that's why we're not hearing about Wonder Man. You know, all 8 episodes dropped and nobody's talking about it.
Are they out now? I thought they're out tomorrow.
No, it's out
Today. No, it's
couple of
tomorrow.
days.
I think it's
27th.
tomorrow. Yeah.
They're dropping all 8 at once.
Yeah.
On the
That
27th.
apparently is pretty decent, but again, that's what that's going to do. But no, to this point, I agree. What this goes to show is the size of the fan base, and we saw the exact same thing with the first trailer for Masters of the Universe Revelation, the animated Kevin Smith series. That had views through the roof,
Yeah.
and the viewership was through the roof. And of course, then it fell through a crate because it just didn't give the correct experience. But I will say that just the views on this only goes to show the power of this brand internationally, which is why I think that they're going to have a hit on their hands here. And I'm curious to what Amazon are going to do with it going forward, assuming this thing is a hit. I would hope that they'll expand this into both movies and TV series because it's totally worth it. But again, it depends on what they have locked themselves into with the direction they've taken. But also, Marvin, do you have any other comparisons? Because obviously this trailer is beating the shit out of Mandalorian and Grogu, which is a very interesting data point. But how is it compared to like other massive trailers?
Well, hold on. I just have a point to make on this, and that is there is a significant difference. He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and He-Man are the core functioning brand elements of that franchise. The Mandalorian is not. if notwithstanding the fact that we're kind of burned out by what they did to Star Wars, if they had made a Luke, Han, and Leia feature, it would beat out Mandalorian, He-Man. I think even with everyone being stressed out about it, because Star Wars is those three characters. If you're trying to create an equivalence between He-Man and Masters of the Universe, then the equivalent on the Star Wars side has to be the OG characters.
But I was told by Kathleen Kennedy that Star Wars is not Luke Skywalker.
And we know she's right.
Right.
I know she's always right.
Okay,
but Paul makes a great point. And in comparison, didn't you also compare it to, say, the Avengers trailers by chance?
Yes. So that's my answer to Andre's question.
And that would be a better,
The Steve Rogers return has 18 million, so it's beaten that, and that's been out for a month. The X-Men one has 16 million, so it's beaten that, and of course the Fantastic Four Wakanda one has 11 million. The Thor one has 18.
But you have to add them up, Marvin. You have to add them up.
Oh, right. That's the thing that we're doing now. And you have to add up all the views from all the social media platforms. They were like, this was watched 1.8 billion times. And I'm like, yeah, because you added up like every view on Twitter and every view on Instagram. And
fair's fair.
It's fair. I will say
every share that like somebody was like, this looks like it sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's engagement, right?
That's right.
Did anybody see the trailer for Disney's Shadow Lord Mall? That's gotten 3.5 million views in 3 days. It actually looked, I have to say, our guy Shark of Paper. It looks good.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, but when you know what to look for with Disney Star Wars, you see the bait and switch right away. Because they introduced that little Twi'lek girl, and you're like, there's our actual main character.
Okay.
Not Darth Maul. This is 100% a bait and switch.
Okay.
I think it's they're gonna drop 2 episodes a week leading up to their May 4th of May thing that they do.
Yeah, May 4th is going to be the finale for that.
Yeah.
The trailer looks great. I didn't notice any of the.
It looked great. It looked gritty. It looked violent. I was surprised.
Look, the trailer looked good. It's just I refuse to believe it's going to be good. I've been burned too many times by Disney.
That's fair. That's fair.
I also think that the I'm sorry, Marv.
No, go ahead.
I think the Masters of the Universe thing is also the trailer is doing well too. Just on Beefcake factor. This is a good looking kid, and I think he's got a following.
Oh, if he doesn't have, he's going to get it.
Yep.
The one thing that I didn't like was there's not much of a difference between Adam and He-Man in terms of like how big he is. I usually isn't it that Adam is like really skinny, and when he turns into He-Man, he bulks up. Like to me, I was just like, well, it looks like just the same guy with a costume change. But I guess what can you really do in live action?
You know what? The girls are gonna hate this version of He-Man. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Well,
obvious.
So what I said in my video on it was they're trying to attract the female Marvel audience, and no, not the female Marvel audience that they want, the ones that would go with their boyfriend to the movies because Chris Hemsworth was taking his shirt off.
Yeah. Well, he's no Chris Hemsworth. I'll give him that. So,
but yeah,
well, and that's one thing I've noticed too is that it's really bothered me that he doesn't transform in the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like they have him look exactly the same as he does when he's Adam, as he does when he's He-Man. You don't look that built.
He's Sailor Moon. They're doing a Sailor Moon.
There we go.
Except
but that's leading into my point is, and they're going to have this thing where people totally don't recognize him as He-Man when it's obvious, just to poke fun at the show. When it's like, dude, the reason they did that for the toys in the show was to save costs.
Yeah, but how do you do that live action? That's kind of a weird note because
it's really easy to do. We've seen it already, Paulie. It was called Captain America.
That was done for maybe the first part of Captain America, and he's never been skinny again.
Yeah, but
you got to keep going. I'm just saying, like the actor literally has to keep going back and forth. And I hear you, but I'm just like, that's like not possible, unless they filmed all his shit. And then, okay, go work out for 6 months.
You're missing my point. In the original Captain America, they had a completely different actor play Steve when he was small, and they put his head on that actor. That they could do that.
I have a feeling he's going to be Adam for so much of this movie that would be cost prohibitive.
We really
Also, my speculation, I don't know this, but my speculation is that there's going to be one transformation, and after that, Adam is done, and he's He-Man from that point onwards.
And
would
that
be
is
my speculation.
And that's my problem.
Yeah,
that's
well,
my problem.
They're definitely not going to do the thing where Tila doesn't know that he's He-Man or something like that. Like everyone's going to know that he's He-Man. They're not going to.
Well, I mean, in comparison, Mr. Canoe Head is completely invisible with his glasses on, and then when he takes his glasses off, everyone goes, "Oh my God, it's Mr.
In
Canoe."
other words, Paul, this is now is when you have to bring back the Mr. Canoe Head live action retelling in order to satisfy the fans of He-Man that will be lost by this one, like Tom. Like there's a market there.
The difference is obvious. It's with shirt, without shirt. I can't recognize the difference.
Sure. Yeah.
No, he looks swole underneath the shirt. I get what Tom's saying.
Yeah, it's true.
So I would okay. Let's say
he just looks swole because they gave him an outfit that's 2 sizes too small. But go ahead, Paul.
Tom, let's say we make your crowd happy, then you it's more cost effective just to cast another actor that looks like Gazel.
And I'm fine with that too. Honestly, that'd be the better way of doing it.
That's
because
kind of
in every other version.
That's an interesting that's
what I thought they were going to do based on the Netflix series, where you for the first time, not for the first time, you had it in the 2002 series, but there where you had a really massive difference, where there was a huge, massive difference between Adam and He-Man. I really thought that they were setting up that this is what we're going to do in live action from here on out. That He-Man or Adam is either going to be 2 different actors, or is going to be CGI augmented, or deep faked, or one way or the other.
And they do CGI, and this is the part that makes no sense to me, Paulie, is they are augmenting him with CGI. I found out too. When he is He-Man. So if you're going to do that, then why not just make him look like Dolph Lundgren when he's He-Man? Like give him the big body. Like what the hell are you doing?
It's a lot of money and time.
It should have been 2 different actors, I think, because I think
I agree. 2 actors makes sense.
You could have done a Shazam,
but pulling back on that, Marv, I don't think any actor is just going to want to be He-Man.
Well, here's the thing. And again, this is where they're fundamentally not understanding Motu as a fucking franchise. The whole point of it is, especially why Adam worked so well in the franchise, because he wasn't even part of it initially. He-Man was just He-Man. Adam came in during the Filmation series, basically, and that whole point is it's a power fantasy for little kids. Adam is supposed to be weak. He's the prince. Nobody takes him seriously. The point is once he becomes He-Man, he becomes a man. He's no longer a little boy. It's a Shazam kind of thing. It's that ultimate kid fantasy that the moment all I have to do is put this sword above my head and say, I have the power. And at that moment, then I am He-Man, the master of the universe, the strongest man anywhere, period. Like that is the whole power fantasy. And they're pulling that aspect out of it too.
Yep.
Right.
So you're saying they should have cast you as Adam?
No, I look like fucking Norm on Cheers with no hair. They needed to. No,
that would have been a choice.
In all seriousness, yes, that would have been definitely a choice. But in all seriousness, no, you get like a little kid looking guy, like a Timothée Chalamet type to play Adam, and then you get like a Dolph Lundgren type to play He-Man. It's that simple. I don't know why they're not doing that. It makes no sense because that's one of the things that fundamentally was built into the franchise.
Well, we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Well, I think people are going to enjoy it.
I think
I really do.
The least of your complaints when it comes out.
And that's part of the reason why I think I'm kind of as defensive as I am about people having an opinion about my opinion about it. It's like, fuck you. I grew up in this shit, right?
Really?
Like I was born in the dark, right? Like
it's almost, what it reminds me of a little bit. It's like, remember when they brought Space Ghost back to, what was it, Cartoon Network or whatever, and he was doing a talk show. So
they're coast to coast.
Yeah, they didn't take the original Space Ghost cartoon seriously. It was a pretty serious. It was like Johnny Quest, and then Johnny Quest, when they updated it, they made it all jokey. That's the way they do all these cartoon series now, right? It's like, are we gonna? They see it as the Flintstones or the Jetsons or anything else. it's camp.
And meta. They overdo the meta campy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where this
That's
is.
true.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
my problem is this movie's going to be very Barbie-like in the meta humor, I bet. And the audiences, for the most part, are going to enjoy that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But that's going to be my biggest issue with it. And I'm sure that there's going to be some other people in my age group. And my point is, with my post that went viral that people aren't understanding is, we don't care about your opinion, or we shouldn't care about your opinion, because you weren't a kid during the whole thing. Like, yes, there were people that were fans, but I don't feel like it impacted them the same way if you were in a specific age group between the times of 1982 and 1987 when this franchise was alive. There's a completely different perspective. You know, I've been bombarded by so many people that were claiming to be 50s, you know, are 50 now, between 55 and whatever, and they were fans. It's like, oh, so you were still a fan of Motu when you were a teenager in high school? Like, you came home every day and watched the show, you bought every toy? Yeah, I bet you didn't. See, that's my point, is you were already gone by the time the franchise went to shit. Like, and that's the thing, is it's people don't get it. I just wanted it to be a serious Motu movie. It's not going to be. People are going to have fun with it. I hope I come out of it going, well, if it wasn't for the Earth aspects, it would be all right, but I have a feeling that's not going to be the case.
The best thing
Andre
we can
and I-
hope for, it's going to be Star Trek 09. That's the best.
I think Andre and I will be the few people on the internet that will hate this movie, and will be the only reason, we'll have our reasons why, and nobody else will understand.
And
I think I'll be able to enjoy it, because again, I think as long as they don't muck it up completely, I'll be able to enjoy it the way I enjoy Star Trek 09.
I mean, but you know, you guys are like the real OG fans of
Yes,
He-Man. I
very much
mean,
so.
and even Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge Espanol, man, made a lot of bread and butter on our He-Man coverage. You know, when the Kevin Smith one came out a few years ago, which is great. You know,
Yeah.
this is a huge fan base.
Well, there's a reason why they keep re-releasing the toys. Go ahead. Sorry, Paul.
My biggest problem is that the connection to Motu, which for me, because I was never a fan of Marvels of the with this dude, is Mark of the Unicorn is actually a musical instrument interface. So for me, I'm confusing Motu with this Motu, and I find it offensive.
You just gave me a
I think
headache.
a lot of people out there are more familiar with Mark of the Unicorn musical interfaces and think that they're going to see a technical movie about how to connect your guitar to your keyboard.
You just
We're
gave me
not.
a
No,
migraine.
come on.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I think this
There
is
may be a
false
few.
advertising.
There may be a few. Depends on the hashtag usage.
That's right. Hashtag Motu.
All right, Paul, that's enough.
That is-
Jason Webster says, yeah, that's enough of that anyway. News: Mark Ruffalo injured by a flock of ostriches at the Los Angeles Zoo. One witness said, well, he ruffled a few feathers. Oh,
Hey,
I don't believe these Mark Ruffalo fired by Disney rumors for us.
I was just going to ask that.
It's so dumb.
Why don't you give a little bit of a setup for that, Marv? So what's
Well,
going
like
on?
all
So
Yeah, all weekend it's been lighting up social media that, oh, Mark Ruffalo fired by Disney after his Golden Globe speech. They don't care. There's absolutely no way Mark Ruffalo has actually been fired by Disney. He will still be the Hulk if the Hulk pops up in anything. Stop getting your, until somebody like with extreme credibility says that he's no longer the Hulk and he's moving on. I will not believe this because I don't want to get my hopes up on this. Like, should he be fired? Probably. I mean, he's an incredibly divisive person who's probably going to hurt their box office with half the country. But at the end of the day, I don't think Disney would actually do that.
No, they didn't fire him.
They love him.
Yeah,
No way.
he's their people. And Ruffalo's in the new Spider-Man movie, right?
He is.
Yeah.
I just saw him in we saw the Now You See Me Magic movie last night.
Yep.
yeah,
And
I
the
don't
Spider-Man movie's
understand.
already filmed, so
Yeah, and I don't understand why. I agree with Marv and everybody else here. Why the hell would Disney give a shit
No.
that Mark
Disney
Ruffalo is
fires
saying
people
something
like
political?
Gina Carano. They don't fire
Yeah,
people like
exactly.
Mark Ruffalo.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, what
No.
actor isn't calling out the current political
Especially
state?
right now. Yeah.
I mean, every single actor right now is doing
Yeah.
it, especially at Sundance.
You know, it's funny. I love the Razor Fist post on this whole thing, though. It's funny that the only state that's having ice problems is the same state that was under
Busted
scrutiny
for all the Somali fraud.
for all their fraud. Yeah, isn't that ironic? And no
Well,
other state
Virginia
they're
has
having this
passed some
problem.
laws.
Well, we've done more removals in the state of Tennessee. You're not hearing anything about that here.
Yeah, I don't hear about people getting shot in any other state.
Well,
I mean, let's keep it on entertainment.
Yeah. Anyway, I Cthulhu says, "When's the member stream, Tom? I am looking to debate Naked Gun 2.5, and it's great, and your opinion is wrong. Nice to see you all live."
Yeah, that's my fault. You can put that entirely on me. The delay of.
I'm throwing you under the bus here, buddy.
Yeah. No, I'm doing it myself. It's not Tom's fault. That's entirely.
I'm not gonna go. No, it's not Andre. No, fuck that.
Yeah. No, it's me. Totally. Yeah. No. Well. As soon as I get over the flu that I'm currently struggling with, which is why you see my camera going on and off, we'll have the membership stream. We'll have 2 even, because we have another occasion to celebrate. Yeah.
And I'm still waiting to find out what we're doing with the future of After Dark and everything too. So stay tuned, guys. M. Miller says Kurtzman's contract was yanked on Thursday. Now it's a matter of getting out of paying from the last 6 months of existing one, which he gets $25 million. I haven't been able to find anything out about this or seen this anywhere either, Miller. So
more rumors.
Yeah.
Drop a link. Yep.
Drew Tipton says, speaking of Hellraiser, did anyone see Clive Barker made an animated horror comedy called Night of the Zoopocalypse? No, I did not. I saw we're getting a Hellraiser game, though. Andre, did you hear about this? Andre must have.
I did. Yes, I did. I'm aware that there is a Hellraiser game coming. It looks pretty good. I'd be interested in trying it out if I was into anything other than 2D retro games, which this isn't, so I won't be trying it. As for the animated horror called Night of the Zoopocalypse, I cannot claim to be familiar with that. No.
There you go. I guess you'll have to check it out.
He didn't actually make it. It was based on.
That's far more likely that it's like something that someone else made that's based on his characters and probably extremely loosely based at that. Which is a shame.
I thought it'd be his answer to Zootopia, but yeah.
Well, that'd be something. But no, I don't think so.
Clive Barker's Zootopia. That'd be interesting.
Interesting to see his Godzilla script if that had been made real. Yeah.
Well, Godzilla was a lesbian who was into cutting himself.
That's right. That's what the next sequel is going to be about.
Well, that was the Clive Barker version. No. I'm just kidding. Mario Trillo has been a member for 37 months. Thank you for that. And then we got Mikey in the house who says James Cameron is greater than Zack Snyder, who's greater than Ridley Scott, who's greater than Quentin Tarantino.
I think he's got all those arrows pointing the wrong way.
I was going to say. I think you're heading in the wrong direction there. I'd flip-flop Ridley and James still, but yeah.
Wait, did he just flip off America and say we were
politely over that?
Yeah, go ahead, Polly.
No,
all right, Mikey. He's allowed. Drew Tipton says, "Woohoo! Zootopia 2 on Blu-ray in March and digital tomorrow. Fingers crossed for an Oscar, but wouldn't mind if K-pop gets it. Loved both. That's going to be an interesting one to see which one wins that. There's probably more competition in that than we all know that Sinners is going to walk away with a lot of awards, and then I think Paulie's right that the Leo movie will end up
now more than ever.
Best Picture. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But they'll give Sinners all the other awards though.
They'll give it some love. They'll give it some love. Zootopia. Well, it would be an upset if K-pop wins. I didn't see Zootopia. It would be an upset because it's not Disney, and Zootopia is Disney.
And they like to give anybody but Disney that award. So I wouldn't be surprised.
So it's got 2 nominations, Drew. Best song, which I think that's probably where the Academy will award it and not give it the best animated.
I wouldn't count it out though.
I'm just saying. I'm just thinking how those turkeys think.
Wicked, however, did not get nominated for best song, even though it had 2 original songs, nor did it get nominated for anything else. So
Wicked?
Yeah, nothing.
It got 0. It went from 10 nominations last year to 0. And Demon Hunter, Infinity Castle did not get nominated. Bullshit.
There you go. There's your update from Polly.
Hey, thank you very much.
Then we got Farmer John Brown here. He said, I always thought He-Man was kind of gay. Well, that's part of the problem. That is part of the problem.
Is that your buddy? This icon.
No, not really. It's the first time I've ever seen Farmer John Brown, but I thought he deserved that voice. Nightwitch, or Night Witch, I think is what it's translated to, sends in 5. That's euros. To say, I love the German Mattel audio plays best for Masters Universe. Those really kicked my imagination. Did you guys have an equivalent in your country? We had I don't know if we had audio plays per se, but what we had was like, you had the audio books where they would have a picture book that would come with an audio tape. And they had various ones. Golden Books did some. There's even one I think John Irwin did the narration for, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I don't know what the difference or the equivalent of would be between the two. But they're probably
the German ones were pretty similar to those. That's what we had.
That's what I would guess. Yeah.
Well. But I believe that the Germans ones, they did their own, because it was particularly huge in Germany. In fact, in all Germanic countries such as mine. It just really hit home there.
I can see why.
I think the Germans, they did their own unique audio plays similar to what you're describing that are not available anywhere else, because they were German made for the German market, because there just wasn't enough content to license and translate.
Right. And then go ahead and read this one, Andre.
Nitsuwich says for 20 euros, vielen Dank. I think that he-him joke is actually on the plate itself. Adam, from Hebrew meaning human. Glen, from the Gaelic Glendon, meaning being settled in or living there. So translated, a human being settled on being he or himself. That's a good point. I was curious about the origin of Glen. That's actually a very good point there with Gaelic Glendon. I had not considered that.
You put more thought into that 20 euro super chat than the makers of this film, I bet.
No, I would agree with you. I would agree with you in the past iterations, which is why all hope at this point is on Travis Knight. But I believe Travis Knight probably put all the thought that he possibly could into the story that he was given to project as much thought into it. Then it's a matter of how successful was he in that, given that this wasn't his core story. That was already given before he came. So fingers crossed there.
I want to believe you, and I hope Travis Knight is our saving grace here. But
I'm just hoping. Yeah. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying
I hope
that's
I'm wrong.
Hope we have.
This is the first time in history I hope I'm the most wrong I've ever been. As mostly right as I was about Barbie, I'm hoping I'm mostly wrong about this. So yeah, but Corley and Rogue is. Go ahead.
I just hope for Star Trek 2009, because that was a fun movie, no matter what happened since.
Right. Corley and Rogue has been a member for 11 months. Thank you for that. And then we got I'm the King of Hyrule, who says Bad Guys 2 deserves nomination more than Elio.
Elio doesn't deserve anything.
Yeah. And then Giraffe, I think that's how you're supposed to say that, sends in $2 and says Disney suck a power sword, non-Kevin Smith Motu rules. Well, I hope you're right. I mean, what's going to be sad is if we watch this movie and go back and go, you know what? That Kevin Smith shit wasn't so bad, at least.
Yeah.
It was in canon. You know what I mean? Like,
that'd be funny.
So none of the Demon Hunter songs made it to best song on the.
I think one you said did.
Did you just hear me? What I said?
Yeah.
Yo, man.
Said they did.
Yo, man.
Wicked was the one that didn't, Paul.
Wicked is the
Wicked
zero.
didn't get anything.
Oh, I see Wicked.
With 2 original songs.
There were two. Yeah, there were 2 original songs, and it didn't get nominated. It didn't get nominated for anything.
So
not costumes. Not
their whole master plan, Marv, of splitting Wicked in 2 is failure is now complete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it really is.
I hope they see what a botch that was.
Yeah, and look, I get it. People keep pointing this out to me. I get it. It's supposed to be a joke, but if you wanted it to be a joke, you go that extra mile and you have Adam insist that his pronouns are he/man. That's what would make it a joke. This is just making it obnoxious and modern. Like, if you really want to go that extra mile to be making fun of pronouns, that's how you do it. Is have Adam just consistently go, no, I'm not just a he/him. I'm he/man. I'm a man.
He's working in HR. He can't do that.
So I get that, but that's the point. Is that shouldn't even be in the fucking movie.
Tom,
That's
Tom,
a fucking SNL skit.
not
It should be in the
to
trailer. That I agree with. Shouldn't be in the
not to
trailer.
belabor this to the point of ridiculousness. It's because it's a joke that has passed its stale date.
That too.
If it actually came out 2 years ago, it would have been as funny as it was intended to be when they wrote it. The problem is it's stale.
You're probably right, but also my point is that's the kind of thing that's reserved for a Robot Chicken skit or an SNL skit.
I completely get you. Yes. Yeah.
You could have done a whole skit where He-Man is working in HR now.
Yeah, well,
I would have loved that.
We know that this is going to be a yuck He-Man.
And again, I'm not trying to belabor it like you said, but we have a couple of member chats over on the Rumble side from Horseradish Power who says Silent Hill is a mess. I heard lots of spoilers and Gans messed it up royally. Again, it has been compared to Silent Hill Ascension, which is a big thumbs down. Then he goes on to say Blower Team remade Silent Hill 2 to crucial praise. They got what this is really small, sorry. Got what it was all about. And the voice for Laura was praised as well. Evie Templeton did the voice and was in the film as Laura as well. Then he had one more, said, by the way, I should go and rewatch The Housemaid. It was surprisingly good, well-made film. Fingers should be made Spectre Chasers in 2016. But hey ho, he did good with his film sequel greenlit. Yeah, there you go.
Who said that?
This would have been Horseradish Power over on the Rumble side.
Oh, Horseradish. We had to turn off that movie, The Housemaid.
Which one?
The Housemaid.
Like The Housemaid?
No. You know, even going back to what Chato has talked about in a lot of his videos, even like kind of like the decent entertaining films, it's a hit. They're just all forgettable. There's no, even we're watching the Magic movie. Me and Romy watching it, and we're almost at the end of it, and she's like, "Where's the heart in this film?" Right? It's like it's entertaining. I said, "Yeah, it's entertaining. It's slick." A lot of these movies are just so forgettable, have no heart, but they're barely entertaining. And what's the other one? We couldn't finish? The Rip. What a piece of crap. And this movie has gotten like billions of views and all that stuff. The paint by numbers, the algorithm, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Netflix movie. And it's another one.
Disappointing.
That's just, listen, that's just us. This is two people who watch these movies, but I think I'm hitting on something here, Chato.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's one of the things that makes the Seven Kingdom TV show, the first 2 episodes on HBO, so compelling, is that the relationship between Dunk and Egg is fantastic. Like, bang, they just nail it. And it's a small show. I'm not having to follow 8 different kingdoms and the and the killings and the machinations of who's taking over what. I tend to hate that kind of stuff because I need a scorecard to try to remember everybody and what it is they're doing to everyone. And here we have Dunk and Egg. We got this big dumb guy who wants to be a knight and this tiny boy who's bald. And the two of them, I mean, they look great together. There's everything about this show has been done right from the word go. And you just love these two people. Like,
I saw the first
right
episode.
out of the gate.
Yeah, I saw. I got to see the second episode today.
Oh, it's fantastic.
First episode. And that's the thing. That's the heart. Is those two characters. That is everything. You have that, then you can do all kinds of goofy shit. You bring in that the slick Earl, or and he's dancing, and it's wonderful. But you know, a lot of these movies don't have that. You know, and that's just my opinion. But I think even a lot of these successful movies like The Housemaid, uh, it's forgot to me. It's just It's just very
Sure.
forgettable entertainment.
Yeah, and I think I've mentioned that the era of looking at a winner of an Academy Award and going, "Wow, I want that DVD." That's gone. Why and I use the example of when the Woody Allen movie beat Star Wars. Annie Hall. There was a huge uproar amongst Star Wars fans that Annie Hall beat Star Wars. Yet I have both those movies on DVD and I watch them both. Like, even though there was the uproar, actually, there's a whole bunch of movies of that time that they were competing against. I have DVDs of most of those that were
I was
going.
going to say that was an okay example, but most people don't like Annie Hall.
No.
No, but the better
Well,
there are other
do.
examples. There are good examples, like the year 75. Well, the 76 Oscars, but the year for 75, like Jaws and a bunch of other big movies were nominated, but One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest won. That goes to your point, is like there was like how many different movies then were nominated, but people still watch all of the nominations,
Right.
let alone just
and
one.
probably own DVDs of them or VHS
Yes.
at the time. And so now they're making movies, and I go, okay, I don't have no interest in owning that movie. That, I mean, even though you can't do that anymore, really,
Right.
that's kind of my mindset. Do I want to own that movie?
No.
I don't want to own any of these movies.
No, and we're never going to probably get back there.
I text Tom or sent you a message like, you know, Cobra Kai coming out with all 6 seasons. Hell yeah, I will buy that. But like you said, I mean, that's a rarity for me. You know, as far as like buying something.
A lot of
new.
people will buy that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I think it will do very well. And then we got Drew Tipton, who sends in another $4.99 to say, watched Elio recently, didn't hate it, even kind of liked it, but it's missing something. What do you guys think? I have not seen it, so I can't speak to it.
It's
I'm not
missing the whole
watching it.
gay storyline that they cut out of it. That's what it's missing.
Maybe.
They
Well, it's
jumped
fun-
out.
Not only is it missing that, I mean, the whole production is pointless because that's what it's what's all about.
That's what I mean.
The
Yeah, I mean, it
entire
was-
thing was a coming out as a gay story. That's literally the entire movie. That's the entire fundamental reason for it existing in the first place.
Yeah.
And then they got cold feet for good reason towards the very end, and then they cut that aspect out of the story. So now you're left with a coming out of the closet story without actually coming out of the closet. So the whole thing is freaking pointless, and no one should be watching it. Honestly,
Right.
It's pretty.
No, I think that all goes back to the point Paul Lee was just making about how immemorable a lot of these movies are this year. I think that's what we're in the middle and midst of a lot of films that were reconfigured, reworked, re-edited in the process of things going from woke to not so woke.
Listen, bro,
And,
I'll
I
even
think
give
that's
you
part of the
Sinners.
reason.
I'll even give you Sinners. I mean, and I liked a lot of it, but you compare it to past Best Picture winners? Fuck no.
Oh,
man.
it's a competent film, but that's my
is.
point.
But is
It's
it
like any
Oscar
other year.
caliber? Right.
No. That's
Right.
my point. It would be sitting right
Mhm.
next to Pet Sematary and every other horror movie on the shelf in a video store 20 years ago. That's my point. And it would not have gotten nominated for anything. The only reason, and I hate to say this, the only reason it's being nominated for anything is because it's Black from Dusk Till Dawn. Let's be fucking real here. That is the only reason. Period.
But a lot of these movies they're making them for themselves. And
Exactly, yeah.
In the ones that connect with audiences, it's like, they're barely acknowledging, like F1, like Frankenstein. F1 is a better example.
And those two films are probably two films that deserve it more so, right? F1 being for the reason that what it is, all the reasons put together to make that movie. And Frankenstein, I haven't seen it yet, but from what everybody has said, I mean, you're taking something that has been done to death, no pun intended, and put life back into it, pun intended. Again, because people are talking about it. It's probably the most successful Frankenstein film we've had It's even more successful than the Kenneth Branagh one, because that one I don't think did that great at the box office.
That's
for
right.
I don't think it ticks all the DEI boxes, though.
I think it does enough of them, though, that it got nominated. And that's the thing is
Does F1?
F1, it should in some ways, but I don't think it does in all the ways.
We should do a comparison and a contrast of those two films on a separate stream, Tom. Dusk Till Dawn and Sinners. That would be a good talk.
And I wouldn't have a problem with Sinners if it wasn't getting so much praise. That's my issue, right? And Tarantino did this 20 years ago with Rodriguez, right? With that movie. And not only that, Tarantino has been snubbed by the Oscars worse than Scorsese at this point, practically. Like,
for me, my favorite films of last year are all very cinematic, a lot of heart, going back to a lot for very memorable characters, with F1, Frankenstein, and Train Dreams. Wow.
Well, I mean, if people actually got to vote for the Oscars like they accuse us of doing, like when Oscars were so black or so white or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, then F1 would win. I guarantee you F1 would win.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not gonna get shit. Anyway, let's keep moving along here because I know Andre's not feeling the best.
Real quick, I think that guy that starred as Frankenstein is going to be your next James Bond.
That's the rumor going around.
He's hot. He's hot right now.
Yeah.
If that'd be one I could say, okay, fine, but
he'd be the youngest one ever too.
As long as he's in the Frankenstein costume, that'd be great.
And coming up next is him in Wuthering Heights. So he's Ana de Armas, then Margot Robbie. All he needs to do now. Has he made out with Sydney Sweeney on film with Euphoria?
I don't know, but
he's clocking them in, bro. He's like our generation. He's like this generation's Colin Farrell.
There you
go. So as in never successfully made a movie that made money ever?
No, as in clocking all the hot chicks of the time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And then we got Brian, aka 70s Rock Fan, who's been here for 57 months. Thank you for that, Brian. And then Accident Seller, I think this is, sends in 15 Raging Corona and says, fun fact, the bald kid actor in Dunk and Egg Show is the same bald kid actor in The Matrix. That tells Neo there is no spoon. He's an adult in both.
What? No.
He looks so much like him. That's what I thought. There is no spoon.
Paul, I think you were mocking Irish people again when you said that about Colin Farrell.
And then he says he got us for a second, so I don't know if he was joking on that last one or not. I don't know now. Now you gotta clarify. How'd you get us? And then 70s Rock Fan says He-Man is kind of gay. Tom is kind of gay though. Only 25%.
I mean, you're so gay, dude. Tom last night was on a stream breaking down the muscle definition of Gazeltine in the trailer. Dude, what's wrong with you, Tom? What's wrong with you?
I was not. That was everybody else.
We have a rollback tape. Marv, rollback tape.
Anyway, Drew Tipton says Z2 had lots of heart. Zootopia 2. Why it's my favorite movie of the year. I agree, Paulie. Most films this year had no heart. And again, I think going back to what we just said, I think a lot of it was, like to Andre's point specifically, movies like Ilio that were built around this, and as I love to say during the whole Stranger Things, gay is not a plot point, right? Like,
unless
what
it's
are you going to
Brokeback
do?
Mountain, then it is.
Well, that's the thing. There's the few exceptions, right? Dave, Brokeback Mountain, but then you've already done those. Like, how many more times can you keep redoing that?
Even Sleepaway Camp, that was a big one. Sleepaway Camp,
yeah. And my argument is that even the successful movies have no heart, very subpar entertaining. They're barely entertaining, and then that's it. It's just like wow.
Even Brokeback Mountain, though, is built around another idea, though. It's not just the fact that they're gay, right? It's the fact of the time, the place, the air, like all those things built into it as well.
Sure.
In these cases, they're treating it like it's the main thing. It's like, no, that's not how they would treat that in their lives.
All gay aside, those are really, very well written characters by two great actors.
Yeah. And the same thing goes for, any race swapping or any of that kind of crap too. I mean, there's a lot of people that pointed out with the Masters of the Universe thing, as soon as you see that cast come down, it fits the Oscar criteria because you have a black person.
Well, part of the problem with the criteria is that how do you do My Dinner with Andre then? Like, it's like you've only got two characters. This is the problem with this criteria. Shit, we need a minimum of 10 actors just to be able to fulfill the checkbox list. Check box.
You can only do My Dinner with Andre if Andre's this big ass black dude, Paul,
and is trans.
and is trans.
Well, I mean, you would have to change the title.
That's true.
That's true.
Tiny list and busy.
It is.
Title.
I did it with Andre.
Yeah. I want to be a woman. Let's talk about that. Why do you want to be a woman? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Goku McDuck says, I don't want think we should stop talking He-Man, but I do feel weird with pronoun scene like they like the Barbie movie. Goku, I think you're, as I say, I think you're coming from a similar place that I am with this whole thing. Maybe if I'm interpreting what you're saying here correctly. Yeah, because this is not meant to be like the Barbie movie. The Barbie movie lends itself to being a meta joke. He-Man does not, as far as taking the movie
taking it at face value.
We haven't seen the movie yet. It could be very well written. Gosh.
I hope that joke's not in the movie at all. Goku McDuck says that I feel they want to make He-Man a movie like the Barbie movie. Yeah, that's my point too. And he's in the same place I am, where they're going to play that up a bit. It is basically reverse Barbie at this point.
I want to say too, like, I really loved a lot of Sinners. It's just the third act fell apart, like a lot of these freaking movies do. And they just made a choice in the third act that me and Romy, it just took us out.
There's certain aspects of the film I did like. You know, there's certain aspects of the film that I fucking hated.
Yeah.
And then my main problem, my baseline issue is, why is this movie being overly praised when it is literally what Roger Ebert would call a remake of From Dusk Till Dawn? Because I know it's not technically a remake, but it is, right? It's the same concept.
There's a lot of inspiration from it. You know, you have a group of people stuck in a bar. Vampires are coming in. There's a lot of music involved. There is a lot of comparisons, but you know, there's also a lot of stuff that's they go different routes with it. You know,
yeah.
I
wouldn't be so hard on it if it wasn't so praised, overly praised. That's my problem.
Yeah. It's weird, right? Because now I just wanted to win over One Battle After Another, because to me that is the ultimate liberal Hollywood liberal wet dream, is one battle after another.
Because
you're going to save black and brown people, but let the white people do it.
All right. Yeah, right. A white savior in Leo. Accident Seller says Cringer should be in the MGM intro. People were saying that, instead of the lion. If not, it's a huge missed opportunity. Plus, do you think Orko will be in it? Yes, I do think Orko will be in it. My question is, are they going to Yoshi Orko?
I don't think he's going to be in it. From everything I have heard, Orko is not in it.
You sure he's not going to show up at some point near the end?
No, I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
Because I don't think they have to pay for the license anymore, do they?
No, they don't. I think it's purely a creative choice not to include him.
If he's not in it, then that's a huge fucking mistake.
Urkel is in it. That's been confirmed.
Then I do that, He-Man.
Paulie's stealing Paul's jokes. I see it.
Yeah, that was pretty much,
No, it's no one heard his jokes. I was throwing it back.
You were signal boosting his joke.
Yeah, and the thing is, see, this is the Jewish plight, right? They create all the entertainment, but then it's stolen from them. So
don't give him anything to whine about.
He's a writer, not a star. That's what you're saying.
He'll take that and run with it.
I write all of Paulie's material.
I knew it.
Oh man.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
But on that note, we are caught up on everything. So Andre, let's get us out of here. Paul, what you got going on? With any appalling news or anything like that?
I don't know. I'm just going to enjoy the sunny, snowy day. I've got some shoveling to do. So, and I can do lots of shoveling on YouTube also.
You've been shoveling, sir.
I have been shoveling. So I don't know. I might have something. We'll see.
All right. Sounds good. Check out his channels. And Marv, anything coming up?
A couple of videos coming out today on the M4 Empire. So make sure you check that out.
Indeed. Chris, what's going on over at the Bleeding Fool?
The Bleeding of the Fools. We're talking a little bit more about James Gunn dodging the bat signal today, and a little bit about what Holly Hunter had to say about The Incredibles 3. and just an exceptional piece about how Starfleet Academy is not Star Trek, it's Glee. That's coming up shortly. So Glee in space, I guess I should say.
Paulie, what you got going on?
Sundance coverage on our website. We're there, and we've been watching movies. So we have the American Pachuco, The Life and Times of Luis Valdez review up. Gave it a 9 out of 10. Lou Diamond Phillips. Also to
That's one I want to see.
Yeah. And then I'll be live tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific. Come on by. Thanks, guys.
Sounds good. Andre, anything else?
That should be all. Be sure to check back later for more videos. And with that, it is time to bring out the koalas in the rain.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain. No fucks given. Koalas in the rain.